students, today let us learn about data structures. Imagine you are arranging your study table. You keep pens in one holder, book in a rack, notes in a files. But why? Because arranging these properly helps us find them faster. Similarly, in programming data structures helps us store and organize data efficiently. So, what is data structure? A data structure is defined as it is a logical or a mathematical model of storing and organizing the data in a particular way in a computer required for designing and implementing efficient algorithms and program development. It is also defined as data structure is a way of organizing the data along with the relationship among data. The study of the data structure includes the study of the data structure includes what does the study of data structure includes? The study of the data structure includes defining operations that can be performed on the data and representing data in the memory and determining amount of memory required to store and amount of time needed to process the data. So now let us learn with the real life example. Think of your school bag. Books are arranged by subjects so you can quickly find maths or science books. If it was messy, you would waste time searching. Same with the computers. So need for data structures. Why we need a data structures? The computers are electronic data processing machines. In order to solve a particular problem, we need to know how to represent the data in the computers and how to access them and what are the steps to be performed to get the needed output. These tasks can be achieved with the knowledge of a data structure and the algorithms. So let us so now let us learn about the classifications of a data structures. Data structures are classified into primitive and non-primitive data structures. There are two types of data structures. They are primitive data structures and the non-primitive data structures. In the primitive data structures such as int, float, char, double, and the non-primitive data structures. In non-primitive data structures, there are two types. They are linear data structures and non-linear data structures. Linear data structures are such as arrays, linked lists, stacks, and queues. And in non-linear data structures, there are trees, graphs, and so on. Now, let us learn about the primitive data structures. In primitive data structures, uh, uh, these are the fundamental standard data types. These are used to represent single values. For example, int, float, char, double. Int means numbers. There will be completely numbers. And float means decimal numbers. Char means single characters. Boolean means whether it may be a true or false. Now, let us learn about the real time. Now, let us learn with the help of real time examples. Now, let us take the example that when you fill the form and enter age, it's an integer. Whenever you will be filling the forms, when you are entering the age, it will be you will be entering in the form of numbers that is called as integer. When you enter your grade, like A grade, that's a character. You will be entering only one letter that is called a character. When a website asks, are you 18 plus? Then you will be answering whether yes or no or true or false. That true or false is known as Boolean. So this is how we can explain in this real-time examples. So in non-primitive data non-primitive data structures uh, are defined as these are derived from primitive data structures. These are derived from primitive data structures. It is are used to store the group of values. These are used to store the group of values. For example, arrays, stacks, queues, linked list, trees, and so on, etc. No primitive data structures are further classified into linear and nonlinear data structures. And now let us learn about the linear and non-linear data structures. Linear data structures. A data structure is said to be linear if its elements are stored in a sequential order. If the elements are stored in the sequential order, then it is called as a linear data structure. For example, arrays, stacks, queues, linked lists. These all are stored in the sequential order. And non-linear data structures. Non-linear data structures such as non-linear data structure is defined as it is said to be non-linear if the data is not arranged in a sequential order. If the data are not arranged in a sequential order, then it is called as a non-linear data structures. The examples of the non-linear data structures are trees, graphs, and so on. Elements are stored on a hierarchical relationship among the data. For example, trees are stored in the hierarchical amount of data. And graphs is used to represent a data that has relationship between the pair of elements. For example, graphs, routers, and the networks. So these are the different types of classifications of a data structures. Thank you.